We'll never let go of these romantic confessions.
I will never let go, Jack.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 big screen declarations of love. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be looking at memorable and heartfelt declarations that had us saying, "I'm not crying, there's just some dust in my eye." Just so you know, there may be a spoiler or two ahead, so a spoiler alert is now in effect.
How wonderful life is. Now you're in the world.
Number 10. Poetry and parking lots. 10 things I hate about you.
I hate the way you talk to me and the way you cut your hair. I hate the way you drive my car. I hate it when you stare.
Don't let the title fool you. This adaptation of Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew is as romantic as it gets. After a comedy of errors only the bard could cook up, Julia Stiles' rebellious cat falls for Heath Ledger's Patrick, an alluring bad boy with perfect hair and a terrific smile. While the two break up following a series of misunderstandings, Kat reveals her true feelings for Patrick in a poem she reads in front of the entire class.
I hate it when you're not around and the fact that you didn't call. But mostly I hate the way I don't hate you. Not even close. Not even a little bit. Not even at all.
Moved by her impassioned public speaking, Patrick meets Kat in the parking lot and admits he feels the same way. Earnest, heartwarming, and funny, this declaration's impossible to hate.
It's not every day you find a girl who'll flash someone to get you out of detention.
Oh, God.
Number 9. Final Goodbyes. Edward Scissorhands.
Goodbye.
His hands may be cold and sharp, but his heart is warm and loving. Tim Burton's cult classic film about a boy with scissors for hands has plenty of great moments, ranging from funny to weird to downright frightening. But the sweetest and most memorable moments come from Edward's blossoming relationship with Kim.
Hold me. I can't.
As Edward overcomes his shyness and Kim overcomes her fear, the two grow closer. But when Edward accidentally kills Kim's thuggish ex-boyfriend, he's forced to remain in the isolated castle where he was born. Realizing they'll never see each other again, the two exchange tearful goodbyes. With just the right amount of romance and tragedy, this declaration will make you want to give Edward a great big hug.
I love you.
Number 8. A boombox and a broken heart. Say anything. When words fail, let the music do the talking. That's just what Lloyd Dobler does in this classic romantic comedy. When Lloyd falls for Diane, his graduating class's valedictorian, the wannabe kickboxer wastes no time pursuing her. Despite their wildly different backgrounds and personalities, the two start dating and end up spending the night together in Lloyd's car, while Peter Gabriel's In Your Eyes plays in the background.
Are you shaking?
No.
You're shaking.
Unfortunately, Diane's father disapproves and forces the couple to break up. Undeterred, Lloyd busts out his boombox and, well, listen for yourself.
All my instincts, they return.
The iconic scene has inspired several imitators, but none comes close to matching the raw sincerity of the original. When Peter Gabriel's your wingman, you don't have to say anything.
In your eyes, the light, the heat, I am complete.
Number 7. Prom Night Confession. Pretty in Pink.
Feel any better if I asked you to the prom? I mean, I know the prom's kind of lame, so if you don't want to go, it's really no big deal.
Best prom ever. From writer John Hughes, the master of teenage romance, comes another 80s classic. Andy, a sweet girl from a working-class family, starts seeing Blaine, a wealthy boy who's one of the most popular kids in school.
Blaine? His name is Blaine? Oh, that's a major appliance. That's not a name.
Things start off well, but eventually Blaine's rich friends pressure him into distancing himself from Andy. At the prom, however, Blaine realizes how Andy's always been there for him, while his so-called friends have not. He approaches Andy and finally shows her his more vulnerable side.
You told me you couldn't believe in somebody who didn't believe in you. I believed in you. Always believed in you.
From his honesty to the delicate peck on Andy's cheek, Blaine acts like a true gentleman. And Andy reciprocates with a kiss that, in true 80s fashion, is literally steamy. Number 6, Just a Girl, Notting Hill.
Can I stay a bit longer?
Stay forever.
While usually the one making romantic declarations, Hugh Grant is on the receiving end of one in this witty comedy. Grant plays Will Thacker, a bookstore owner and divorcee who's reluctant to start another relationship. But one day, American film star Anna Scott, played by Julia Roberts, walks into his store.
I tell you what, I'll throw in one of those for free. Useful for lighting fires.
It's clear that the two have chemistry, and eventually they strike up an on-again, off-again relationship. Several months pass, and due to Anna's fame and Will's insecurities, they drift apart. Anna visits Will's bookstore once again, and admits she still has feelings for him. Will initially turns her down, but then Anna gives us this gem.
I'm also just a girl. Standing in front of a boy. Asking him to love her.
Number 5, the last third of the movie, Love Actually.
We'll get it.
Alright, we might be cheating a little here, but when a romantic comedy has a cast as likable as this one, it's impossible to pick just one of the many heartwarming scenes.
It's carol singers!
First, we have Mark's silent cue card confession to his best friend's wife. Then there's Sam's last-minute dash through the airport to confess his puppy love for Joanna. But if we had to pick a favorite, it'd be Jamie's awkward but endearing proposal to his housekeeper Aurelia.
Bonita Aurelia, eu vir aqui para te pedir para casar comigo.
While his Portuguese is messy, his intentions are clear. But when Aurelia accepts in similarly broken English, we guarantee you'll be cheering along with her whole family.
That will be nice. Yes, is being my answer.
Number 4, Sunrise on Elizabeth and Darcy, Pride and Prejudice.
So what do you recommend to encourage affection?
Dancing.
No one does romance quite like Jane Austen. This adaptation of the literary classic has great performances by both Keira Knightley as the lively Elizabeth Bennet and Matthew Macfadyen as Darcy, her proud and solemn suitor. Despite a bad first impression that causes Elizabeth to swear to loathe him for all eternity, Darcy eventually wins her over with his wit and sensitivity. While class differences keep them apart, love wins out in the end when Darcy proposes on a misty morning in the countryside.
You have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love you. I never wish to be parted from you from this day on.
The sun rises on the couple as they rest their heads on each other, leaving no doubt that they both love each other most ardently.
I love you. Most ardently.
Number 3, New Year's Eve speech, When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, God! Oh, yes!
We'll have what she's having. Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan star as Harry and Sally respectively in this hilarious romantic comedy for grown-ups.
You realize, of course, that we could never be friends.
Why not?
Harry and Sally meet at college and take an immediate disliking to each other. He's cynical and gross, she's idealistic and uptight. But years later, another chance encounter brings them together again.
Sally Albright.
Hi, Harry.
Older and wiser, the two begin a close friendship that very slowly develops into romantic feelings for each other. Unable to stay silent any longer, Harry confronts Sally at a New Year's Eve party and gives one of the most honest, funny, and romantic speeches of all time. Now that's a New Year's resolution.
I came here tonight because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
Number 2, You Complete Me, Jerry Maguire.
Jerry, you better yell! Show me the money!
Forget the money, show me the romance. Tom Cruise plays the titular protagonist, a hotshot sports agent, and Renee Zellweger plays Dorothy, the hardworking single mother he falls in love with.
I will go with you.
Dorothy Boyd, thank you.
While their romance isn't the main focus of the movie, Jerry's moments of bonding with both Dorothy and her son are genuine and sweet, and give the film some of its most moving moments. The most iconic scene, however, is when a distraught and heartbroken Jerry returns to Dorothy after a long and bitter separation. Desperate to win her back, Jerry pulls out all the stops, delivering a gut-wrenching and inspiring speech.
I love you.
You complete me.
And of course, Dorothy comes up with this perfect response.
You had me at hello.
And you had us all squealing with joy. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Still isn't over. For the first time in my whole life, I realized I totally and utterly loved one person. And it wasn't the person standing next to me in the veil, it's the person standing opposite me now.
I love you.
I know.
Number 1, Ilsa's speech, Casablanca.
He's looking at you, kid.
A film classic that stood the test of time, Casablanca is filled with quotable lines and memorable scenes.
Is that can on fire? Or is it my heart pounding?
At the heart of this wartime epic is the melancholy romance between Humphrey Bogart's Rick and Ingrid Bergman's Ilsa. When Ilsa tries to get Rick to help her and her husband escape the war-torn city by pointing a gun at him, she finds she's unable to shoot him and reveals she still has feelings for him.
Richard, I tried to stay away. I thought I would never see you again.
The heartbreak in both of their eyes as they realize they can never be together is palpable, and their passionate kiss manages to be both sad and hopeful. The fact that they don't end up together makes the moment bittersweet, but at least they'll always have Paris.
What about us?
We'll always have Paris.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.